Hello my beautiful hammerheads and welcome back to another video. Today was a day of big news in the Warhammer community, so let's just dive in. First of all, I will go through all of this, well not all of this, only the most important bits. Space Marines range update. Bikes, land speeders and more are soon zooming off into the sunset. So I'm just going to give a quick synopsis of this. These are the models. They will never be sold by Games Workshop ever again. So if you want them, buy them right now. For me, it's going to be the Librarian. The rest can sort of. This might be controversial, but I'm glad that these kits are going away. The book is just too much. There are too many units in it. Firstborn Marines. I love my Firstborn Marines. I started with 3rd edition. I still have my 3rd edition Marines somewhere in the basement. But it's good that they are going to be phased out. It's just too much. The style does not fit anymore. I'm really glad. So this is your chance. Buy them if you want them. Otherwise, you can still play these units just as proxies for other units, like the Bike Squad for Outriders is an example in this, and so on. So you can still use them. And at home with your friends, you can do whatever you want. Otherwise, these are getting legend rules. Then we have this funny little article with Legions Imperialis. Oh, I forgot to give this one a like because I really like this. And well, this is a nice interview. The only thing they're talking about is, of course, how they are balancing the scale to details to recognizable and everything. This is a fun article, so I'm not going through all of this because of time reasons, of course. They're talking about how they're really surprised on how many details there's just on this tiny little Thunderhawk, which I still have to buy, by the way. I want this model. I just forget it every time. Maybe I should do it with Crypt of Bloods this weekend with the pre-orders. But Legions Imperialis, not for me. Moving on. Then Warcry. This is okay. I don't know what to say about these models. I don't like the dogs because it's always the same with dogs in war games. There's never a difference. It's always basically the same 2 or 3 dogs. Then again, the halfling helmets. Okay, the only models I really like in here are these two. The one down on his knees and the grizzled old man with the spear. Those are great. I love these. Then Instagram filters, they're fun. Check it out. And now here, Old World. This was just updated. I haven't read this. We will go through this together. The Old World team are back again with another development diary. This time with an exciting look at some of the change to the rules from previous iterations of Warhammer. When we embarked upon the daunting task of designing Warhammer the Old World, we wanted to create a modern game in the mode of Warhammer Fantasy Battle, a reimagining of a classic tabletop wargame that would appeal to both veterans and the old world and newcomers to this most venerable of fantasy realms alike. With this in mind, we set about playing lots of games. There are already 2 stars in there. An early name for the game set in the Old World had previously been Warhammer, the mass combat fantasy role-playing game then Warhammer Fantasy Battles rules among others before finally become Warhammer the Game of Fantasy Battles. I always called it just Warhammer Fantasy Battles. It's a tough job, but someone's gotta do it. What was the 2 stars? Lots of games. Okay. For several months, the designers regularly assembled to play games of every edition of Warhammer Fantasy Battle, reminding ourselves of rules that in some cases we hadn't played for decades. We wanted to identify which parts of a classic game we enjoyed the most and which parts we felt could be improved upon. Here are some of the tweaks we've made to the rules. Okay, I am excited. Drawing the battle lines. Warhammer the Old World is a game of massed combat. Large armies form into regiment units that advance with grim intent towards the foe. This is the loading shotgun with malicious intent. The rules encourage players to field units of varying size based on their type and role. Perhaps most importantly, the formations units adopt, how wide or deep they are just as significant as where they are deployed and how quickly they advance. The rules encourage units with wide frontages, but the ideal number of models per rank is decided by the player, not enforced by the rules. Wasn't there a minimum of 5 models in every line? Yeah, but okay, to do this, we've ensured that as many models as possible can fight in combat, giving even those models that are within the fighting rank but not in base contact with the enemy the opportunity to bring their weapons to bear. So 8th edition. Combined with the freedom to create and arm characters as you choose from a wide range of options, players have a lot of strategic choices to make when building their units and writing their muster lists. Oh, that's the new term for army lists. Choices that will in turn inform their tactics on the battlefield. I love that they're just having the what was the set called? I forgot, but with the High Elves, there was the Sea Guard of Lothar. It was a good set. But yeah, breaking the enemy. One thing we were keen for Warhammer the Old World to represent was the push and pull of battle, capturing the way in which a hard-pressed army will gradually succumb to fatigue and attrition. To achieve this, units that lose a round of combat will often give ground reluctantly rather than immediately, breaking and fleeing, while the winner can advance to press their advantage. Players will quickly learn, however, that a cunning enemy will use this push and pull of battling units to lay traps, and an advancing unit runs the risk of exposing a vulnerable flank to a well-timed countercharge. Okay, this doesn't sound like change really. We will have to see, because I can't remember how the attrition worked in Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Okay, but moving on. Power of magic, my favorite part. Magic is integral to the game, though the mechanics of its use are simple. The untutored wizards of the Old World practice strange laws of magic of their own devising, manipulating the winds of magic and crafting spells that suit their purpose. While such recklessness might alarm some, it gives wizards freedom to cast a wide range of spells with ease. To reflect this, spellcasting has been liberated and spread throughout the different phases of the game. Ooh, that sounds nice, rather than restricted to just one. In doing so, we've ensured that every spell available to a wizard can have a significant impact upon the battle if cast in the right place and the right time. Situations where a single spell can decide the outcome of a battle are rare. The focus has shifted from keeping track of dice pools or hands of cards onto the positioning of wizards. Oh, this means players will have to plan ahead, moving their wizards as carefully as any other unit, both to ensure they can bring their magic to the right place at the right time, and to ensure they can counter the spells of enemy wizards. Final thoughts. These exciting game mechanics and many more besides, combined with classic elements of a beloved game, give players, both old and new, plenty to consider when planning their armies and mastering their tactics. It's an exciting time, and we're really looking forward to seeing the serried ranks, serried? I don't know that word, fantasy armies marching across gaming tables once more. Okay, this sounds, oops, this sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. Okay, you already can extrapolate some of the informations here, of course. Given the pictures, this might be just for a visual purpose, an aesthetic choice, to have 6 in a row, 8 in a row, 5 in a row. I don't know. We will have to wait and see. Because when I started, it was 4 models in one rank, then it was 5 models in one rank. And in 8th edition, you get a bonus when you have 10 models in a rank, and so on and so on. Then breaking enemies. Okay, it sounds different, but I would have loved a little bit more information on that. I love the old models in here. I just hope that they will get updated, because they're just too damn old. Magic. My favorite thing in Warhammer. I miss this with the dice pools. It had a lot of fun just to put every dice there, and every sorcerer had his own pool of dice and so on. This was amazing. I loved this back then. Because my Dark Elf sorceress just had so many dice with the sacrificial dagger, where you get a casting dice. Was it just? Yes, you get 1 dice per model in your unit you kill. So for every spell you were able to sacrifice one of your models, and you could just pump out spells like Nagash in Age of Sigmar. This was awesome. I miss that. But yeah, okay. So much information in here. I really wasn't prepared for this. I was focusing on some other videos. Then this came up, and it was just, okay, I have to talk about this. So, but what are your thoughts on all of this? Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. I am keen to know what you have to say. And while you're down there, do all the YouTube stuff, because hitting buttons is fun. If you want to support the channel and you don't know what to say, just write the old world in the comments. Have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!